Hello, Handball friends. Welcome to the second episode of the Handball Show. I'm your host, Martin Bilello, and today we have a packed show for you. First, we're going to have an interview with Benjamin Edwards. He's one of the promising stars of the USATH Handball National Men's Team. He's going to talk about his experience in the national team and especially playing for the first team in Veszprém in Hungary. Then we're going to go to Minnesota and we're going to talk with Josh Hetterick about his involvement with handball, the club itself, and especially we're going to get a preview and a lot of information about their tournament, the Minnesota Fall Classic in next October. But first, before we do any of that, let's pay a visit to our youth league here in the Bay Area and see how things are going. Hello, Thomas. Which teams do you coach in this league?
I coach the Bernhardt Middle School boys and the Bernhardt Middle School girls and Calup Turn Handball High School team if we get it together.
And how many years have you been coaching?
We started, I believe, 7 years ago.
Okay, so this is your 7th season?
I believe so. We had a COVID year, so it would be 8. Yeah.
And how did you guys do today?
Today was an interesting day. First game out, kids worked hard. We had a really close game against Castellero and won the first boys game. And then the girls showed up and had a lot of spirit and were able to both be successful winning the girls game as well.
Okay, and how do you see the teams this year in their performance and how much they can improve?
Well, just getting started. I was really proud of the kids, but there's light years ahead to go. Just learning some of the more final rules of handball since it's their first time out, and then just putting together the teamwork that's responsible for creating openings in handball.
And how many kids from each grade do you have?
I have about, for each team, probably about 2 or 3 6th graders, probably about 3 or 4 7th graders, and then about 6 or 7 8th graders.
And what is the total of each team?
16 players. Yeah,
both?
On both, yeah.
Right. And what is your preview of how the season do you think?
Well, the season should be pretty good. I really was impressed with the hustle by both teams, so I hope to do well when it comes time for the Calup Turn. Thank you.
The kids are certainly enjoying the league and ramping up their performances towards the fall break. We're going to get you more updates and information in the next episode, but now let's dive into the interview with Benjamin Edwards. Hello, we're here with Benjamin Edwards. He's connecting straight from Hungary. Hello, Benjamin, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing well, thank you.
So, tell us a little bit of who is Benjamin Edwards and introduce yourself to the American audience as well.
Okay, hi, I'm Benjamin Edwards. I'm a US and Hungarian handball player. I've been playing handball in Hungary all my life, and I'm a 18-year-old guy, just a normal dude, you know.
So you say you're a US and Hungarian player. So how come you have both nationalities?
So my mom is Hungarian and my dad is American. Okay. So I have dual citizenship.
Okay. And do you have any other family?
What?
Do you have any other family?
Yes, I have an older brother and a younger sister.
Okay. And they're both also Hungarian American?
Yes.
Any of them play handball?
Yeah, my older brother actually plays handball.
All right. Now.
Yeah.
And tell us, how younger were you when you started playing handball?
I think I was in the 4th grade when I started playing. My elementary school had a handball club right there in the gym, so it was pretty easy for me to join, and yeah.
Okay. And why did you decide to play handball?
I just really like the game, and it's fun, and it just, yeah.
Was your older brother already playing or not?
Yes. My older brother was already playing, so he kind of.
There you go.
I wanted to follow in his footsteps, you know.
Right. Good. And so, which clubs have you been playing since you started until now?
So first, I started in my hometown in Tatabánya, which is a pretty good team. In the men's, they finish third basically every year.
Mhm.
And about 4 years ago, I got a call from the Veszprém Academy to come join the team here,
Mhm.
and I've been here ever since then.
And for people that are, may not be aware, can you tell us a little bit about who Veszprém is in the world of handball?
So Veszprém is basically a huge team with a lot of amazing players, and they every year they contend for winning the Champions League, and yeah, and Veszprém has a huge handball fan base, and a lot of people support the team.
Would you say it's the biggest handball club in Hungary or not?
Definitely, yes.
Yes. And do you know if they have won any Champions League?
No, no, not yet,
Not
but
yet.
maybe this is the year.
Okay, there you go. So, but as you say, you are also a U.S. citizen. So, have you played in the national team?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I started my journey about 2 years ago. Yeah.
Okay. And how did you find out about the U.S. handball national team?
Uh, like with my brother. My brother saw this advertisement on Facebook and he applied, and then I decided to apply too, and ever since then it's been pretty fun.
Okay. And tell us a little bit about your journey with the U.S. handball national team.
So first I started out in Mexico. That was my first tournament with the youth national team, and then I got to play in the youth world championships in Croatia and the junior world championships in Germany,
Okay.
and also get to go to training camps with the senior team. And then last November, I got to play in the Pan American Games with the senior team.
All right.
Yeah,
So that was 2 years ago in Mexico to last November in Chile with the senior team. So that was a
yes,
meteorical rise
yes.
for a young kid. So how old were you when you had the first tournament in Mexico?
I was 16, I
Six.
believe. Yeah,
Okay, 16 years old.
16.
And so you have competed with this youth national team, junior national team, and senior national team. Right.
Yes,
But you're still on the youth category, correct?
yes.
Yeah.
I am eligible for all three.
All
so.
three again. Okay, okay. And do you plan to compete with all of them again?
Maybe. I'm thinking about it.
All right, that's good. But you also participated with the Veszprém senior team this year, correct?
Yes.
All right, tell us a little bit of how that came to be and how the process went.
So when we started our training camp here in Veszprém in late July, the senior team was really short on players because everybody was playing at the Olympics, and so the B team, or like the oldest team in the academy, we trained with the senior team, and I guess coach really liked me, or I don't know, and I just kind of stuck around.
All right, and can you tell us a little bit who this coach is for the people that
So
don't know?
this coach is Xavi Pascal. He's one of the best in the world, if not the best.
And
Yeah,
do you know any titles that he have won?
yeah. Well, he's a multiple-time Champions League winner, so I think that speaks for itself.
Correct, like with Barcelona multiple times.
With
Yeah.
Barcelona, yes.
Yeah, yeah. And can you tell us a little bit about what who your teammates were in this team that you were training with?
Well, first there was the guys who were in the Olympics, like Sergei Kosorotov and like Mikita Vailupau, Mike Jensen, Bjarkmar Ellison, and like Dragan Peshmabek. And then all the guys came back from the Olympics, like Rodrigo Corrales, Nadim Remili, Yahya Adera,
Mm-hmm.
Luka Cindric, Fabregas. I mean,
Well, yeah,
just superstars, you know.
superstar. And how do you feel about being in the same core and the field and the same training session with them?
It's amazing, honestly. It's huge, and there's always you can just learn a lot from these guys.
Mm-hmm. And were you the only like rookie in the team, or there were other young players as well?
So there was one guy, right winger,
Mm-hmm.
who played in the senior team last year, a couple games, and he got signed this August, so he's a full member now.
Okay.
And uh, one of my best friends here in Veszprém, he's a left winger. He's the same age as me. We've been training there together now. So
Okay.
yeah.
So you and this friend of yours were the only ones that were brand new to the team then.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, correct.
And how did the older guys treat you? Like they made you carry their bags or something like that, or no?
Yeah, obviously you got to do the rookie duties, clean up and collect the balls and just do these things. But
Okay.
I'm used to it. So.
Okay. And tell us a little bit about the tournament that you participated in with them.
So we went to Halle, Germany.
Mm-hmm.
We played in this really cool like tennis stadium that they transformed into a handball court.
Mm-hmm.
And we played against Füchse Berlin the first game, and then Kiel the second game.
Okay. And there was a kind of an issue with the food in the middle of those games, right?
Yeah, something happened. We don't know it was it the food or a virus,
Okay.
but half the team and staff just got sick. So
But you weren't affected,
no, I wasn't.
right? So you were
Happy.
how much play time did you get on the second game?
I got like 5 minutes every game.
Okay.
In the last 5 minutes.
All right. And did you score any?
Yeah, I scored against Kia.
Okay.
It was an amazing experience.
Yeah. What kind of goal was that?
It was a 7 meter.
Did they let you shoot it, or you asked for it?
Yeah, Ugo Descat was shooting the penalties, the
Yeah.
tournament, and he missed, and Pascal was like, "You're shooting the next one." I was like, and
Oh, nice.
that's how it happened.
Nice. Big responsibility there.
Yeah.
Good. And I saw at the end on the team pictures that the guys were putting you next to the trophy right in the center.
Yeah. I mean, they're awesome people, like, and they're really fun to hang out with, and they really didn't like, they didn't like mess with me or like treat me as like any other player, but you know.
And how will you compare the level or the speed of the game between the Pan American Games that you compete with the senior team and this club championship that you play?
I mean, the Pan American Games has some superstars and like great teams, but it's much more fast paced and like the physicality is unmatched. I mean, it's just nothing I've ever experienced before.
Okay.
So.
And did you feel kind of lost at the beginning, or it was?
You have no time to feel lost. I knew I was gonna get like 5-10 minutes a game, so I had to just grab the opportunity.
Okay, good. And we saw some videos about you making some good assists as well. Like, how do you feel about assisting Ludovic Fabregas on a goal?
I mean, it's just crazy, Yeah. It's awesome.
All right. And can you tell us a little about what are the plans for you at Veszprém for the season? Is there any chance that you're going to be playing any other games with them?
Yes. So there's this rule that the academy players have to play a certain amount of minutes in the first team.
Okay.
And so I have opportunities to play in the first division in Hungary.
In the local tournament then? Okay.
Yes.
Any chances of you participating in Champions League or? Not this year.
I mean, who knows? But slim.
Okay. All right. That's good. And going back to the U.S. national team, what are your plans to continue being involved there?
I mean, I'm just trying to help them, and just do the best I can, and yeah, just continue to play with the U.S. guys, and hopefully get better and better, and yeah,
And
that's the
is
plan.
LA 28 is still the goal?
LA 28 is the goal,
Mm-hmm.
yes, but we have to get better until the Olympics,
Mm-hmm.
and I think we're on a good track to get better.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, our work is cut out. So
All right, awesome. Anything you want to say to the American people, especially the handball fans here that may not know you?
um, play handball.
Yeah.
To all the kids in California and around the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
Just try handball, and hopefully you like it, and then see you on the national team.
Yeah, they can show you there. Excellent. Good, good. All right.
Yes,
Thank you so much, Benjamin.
thank you.
Thank you. Amazing story. I cannot believe in just 2 years how much he have accomplished. Now, let's move to the Midwest and visit with Josh Hetterick in Minnesota to talk about the Minnesota Team Handball Club and their upcoming tournament, the Minnesota Fall Classic. Hello, everybody. We're here with Josh Hetterick. He's connecting from Minnesota. He's part of the Minnesota Team Handball Club. How are you doing?
Doing good, Martin. How are you doing?
Good, good. I'm glad to have you here. So tell us a little bit about who Josh Hetterick and how did you get involved with handball?
It was the 2008 Beijing Olympics. I was literally getting ready for a workout at a gym, and it was on the TV in the locker room, and I didn't get to my workout because I was so just in depth with what was going on the TV. I knew it was a sport I had to play. So eventually what happened is we got it connected with the federation just over email. Me and a bunch of buddies that I worked with at a recreational youth center called The Garage in Burnsville, Minnesota. We all saw handball and we were like, let's get this going. Let's make the Olympics. And then like most people usually strive for when they see it's in the Olympics, and you see it's not a popular sport in the US. So we got connected to the federation. They connected us with people that either have played back in their home country that now live in Minnesota, or they have played with the U.S. national team, and we formed a club. So I am one of the founding members. As far as like active players on the team, I'm the only one left, but we have a lot of founding members that are still involved with the club. But that's how I got involved, and I hit the ground running. I literally wanted to learn everything. I wanted to like eat, sleep, and breathe handball, and it's really just become a big part of my life and a huge passion in my daily life. I'm now the president of the Minnesota Team Handball Club. I'm still a player, still going strong at 38 years old. Yeah, that's pretty much how I got involved with the sport.
All right, sounds good. And did you guys saw a big influx of people thanks to the Olympics this year?
Absolutely. I want to say we had probably 32 athletes try out for our club over the course of maybe 5 Wednesdays. We kept it to our usual practice days of Wednesday nights, and we had it at a few spots around the Twin Cities. We had, I want to say like 32 athletes, both male and female, and a good amount of them stuck around. There's even some that are still playing sports in college, and they're very interested in having at least some sort of competitive sport outlet as soon as they're done with that college scene.
Awesome. But a few years ago, you guys decided to start hosting your own tournament as well, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
So tell me a little bit about how that came to be and what the history of that tournament has been so far.
Well, the history of it is there was actually a fall classic before we started this 4 years ago. It was back in 2010. We hosted pretty much the first fall classic. One of our teammates and a man who was really running a lot of the club at the time, a lot of the community will know Craig Rote. He was a part of our team, he was really the brainchild, and he really got that tournament going. I mean, we had teams from Seattle, we had teams from New York, and of course we had Chicago coming over. And it was great. It was a great experience, but it only happened 1 year. Fast forward to pretty much 11 years later, 2021, I really wanted to make sure that we made this a tournament that was the beginning of the indoor club season, and a tournament that teams really want to come to because of how well it's organized. Again, Minnesota is a great place to be in the fall. I know most of you think it's just winter here all the time. It's not. It is beautiful in the fall, especially when we have this tournament. So it's a great opportunity for teams to just enjoy the great Minnesota landscape and weather and everything there is to do in the metropolitan area that's here in the Twin Cities. But first and foremost, we just really wanted to make sure that a tournament was happening, because this is after COVID. This is after a lot was not happening. We felt like it was a great opportunity and a great time. And I feel that the tournament has just grown bigger and better each year, more competitive. Because we get teams from elite, we get teams from open. It's a smorgasbord of teams coming together, but I feel like the competition is always there. And I honestly do feel now it is the first tournament that everybody notices in the indoor handball community that kind of starts off the season. And that's exactly why we wanted to start it at this time.
Awesome. And do you remember how many teams were there on the first edition?
First edition, there were 6.
Okay.
Yeah, we had Chicago, we had West Point, Milwaukee, Minnesota. I'm probably Cal Heat was there. Yep, okay. Cal Heat was there. So yeah, we had 6 teams. Okay. And again, it was a great way to start it off. It was probably the first tournament for a lot of these teams since we got shut down because of COVID. So, I mean, again, what better way than to have Minnesota be the first one back?
All right, awesome. And now, fast forward into this season, you guys are hosting your fourth edition, correct?
That's correct.
And how many teams are you planning to host this year?
Yep. So now we got 8. A lot of the usuals. Minnesota. We actually have 2 Minnesota teams. We have a main team and we have a developmental team. Milwaukee's coming. We have Denver. Denver's actually been there a bunch of times. They were Fargo Moorhead. Then they transitioned into Denver Wolves. They'll be there. Cal Heat's going to be there. Nyack's going to be there. West Point's going to be there. Chicago's going to be there. Milwaukee, if I didn't mention them. Yeah, we got a good representation of pretty much all coasts in the middle.
All right, awesome. And can you tell us a little bit how the structure of the tournament is going to be this year?
Structure of the tournament with schedule, time that we have the court, and overall just how many teams we have. It's going to be a group play in the beginning. There will be 2 groups. Each team will play each other. And then after group play, it's going to go straight into placements. So essentially, the top teams are going to go play for first place. Okay. Second place teams in the groups are going to go play for third. And then pretty much after that, exactly how you'd expect. Like those teams will match up depending on where they sat in the order of the group standings.
All right. So every game is going to matter from the beginning.
From the beginning. You know, as much personally, if I had all the power in the world and had, all the resources for like when we can play, how long we can play in this facility, I would do a quarterfinal, semifinal. I feel like that is still pretty competitive, but this just takes it a little level up. So even though this isn't my ideal structure, I still know that every game is going to feel like a playoff game.
Okay. And what criteria do you use to form these groups? Like, do you have any seedings, or how do you do that?
Yep. So we go by last season's seedings, placements, and finishes and tournaments. I guess you could call it like rankings. We kind of look at it. If there are rankings out there, I know there have been and haven't been over the years. Really, I just look at it as, okay, who's probably the top team from last year coming out of, nationals and all tournaments and everything like that. I really place them kind of like how usual draws happen where, you have 2 teams, you just pick one for Group A and then the other one goes into Group B, so you can really mix and match them. The one thing that we did do a couple years ago, we actually had both Minnesota teams go against each other. And we got a little bit of a feedback of we scrimmage each other all the time in practice. So the one constant is we do make sure both Minnesota teams are in the opposite groups, just to make sure it's not just a bigger spotlighted scrimmage for us.
Right. Makes sense. And you guys have decided the two groups this year so far, or not yet?
Yes, we with schedule and just figuring out where everything is, the groups aren't finalized. But once we know when people can actually show up for, if they can show up for a Friday or if they can't show up for a Friday, then the groups will for sure be set. But I mean, right now, as it stands right now, what the groups look like is Group A is it is Nyack, West Point, Denver, and Minnesota Black, which is the developmental team. And the other group is Chicago, Cal Heat, Minnesota Team Handball, and Milwaukee.
All right, that's good. Tough competition on both sides. And so you were talking about the schedule. When are you guys starting with the play, and when do you expect the tournament to finish?
First game will start around Central Time, Minnesota time. It'll be around 6:30 p.m. On Friday, which is October 4th. We'll have about 3 games that day, so we'll go a little bit into the night. Obviously, for Pacific time, that's just probably around dinner time. And then Saturday, we'll start pretty early, a little bit more of like morning games, starting probably at around like 7-8 o'clock a.m. Central time. And then we'll actually have to be out of the facility by like 4 o'clock for another event that's happening there. And then Sunday, bright and early again. We should be done by 4 o'clock Central Time that Sunday, August 6th.
Okay.
Or October 6th.
All right. And besides the first, second, and third place, what other awards do you guys usually give out at the end of the tournament?
Yes. So we actually have some really special awards that we give out. We actually named these after former players of ours on the club. So I'll start with whoever has the highest score or the most goals, the highest score in the tournament, they get the Wilder Freed scoring title. Wilder Freed is he's a founding member. He's one of the I think he's probably the first president of the club. He's a lot of people when they see like Minnesota when it started and everything like that, they think of Wilder Freed. He's a former national team pool player. But the one thing you know about him is he scores. So we had to obviously name the award after him. For most valuable goalie, we'll give out a MVG award. That goes to basically the team's first goalie. That's Lubert Krzenga. He's still very much influenced and working with the club. You'll see him every once in a while at some tournaments that we go to whenever he can. He's retired from work now, so I hope to see him more at some more tournaments.
There you go.
But that's the most valuable goalie. And my personal favorite is the MVP, the most valuable player award. It goes to it's named after a former player of ours named Matthias Gruber. He came to Minnesota to work at the University of Minnesota. So he spent time with us. I want to say it was like 2015 maybe. He just came to practices. We really didn't do any tournaments at that time. We were kind of in between presidents and we were trying to build the club back up. And then he went back to Germany. But he actually came back and played with us at the 2019 Nationals in Myrtle Beach. And it was just an amazing time. It was great. It honestly, I think for a lot of our club players, it was the best nationals that we had, even though we took I want to say 6th place. We didn't place to get a medal, but we felt like that really set the bar a little higher for Minnesota Team Handball. 2000 it was April 30th of 2022. Matthias passed away because of cancer. So we retired his jersey. Nobody will wear number 17 for Minnesota Team Handball ever again. And we immortalized him with him being the name on the MVP trophy. So that's a really close one to me.
Excellent. Good gesture for you guys. I think it might be the first retired jersey in the history of the U.S. handball. as well.
Yeah. Well, couldn't think of a better man to retire.
Okay. Excellent. So, going back to the tournament, you mentioned which teams are going to be there. Can you give us, like, from your perspective, how do you think it will play out? Which teams do you think will have a better chance this year? And you can compare it with how they perform in previous tournaments as well.
Yes. I mean, when you look at the top 4 teams, Cal Heat, West Point, Chicago, and Nyack, those are, well, I can't leave Denver. Denver did play elite last year. So those 5 teams did play elite. So they are elite clubs. So you really have to look at every one of them and think that, they're going to come and they're going to play strong. I look at Nyack. They're the defending champions, so they're definitely going to bring their best and their brightest to this tournament because obviously they want to win again. Mm-hmm. And I think they may have cleared house besides the scoring title with MVP and MVG last year. And I think the year before that, Cal Heat won it, and I think they swept with MVP and MVG as well. So again, Cal Heat lost in the finals. It was a close game, if I remember right. It went to overtime. Mm-hmm. So I guarantee Cal Heat is hungry as well. But Chicago, you can never doubt Chicago, especially when it's a close tournament for them. All they got to do is a 6-hour drive away. They were very strong in the national championship games this past season. They have the defending high scorer, Soup. He's definitely going to be there. I know he wants another shot at getting another high scoring trophy because he has so many of them now. I guarantee it won't be his last. So again, you have to really look at them. But then you got to look at Denver. I know Denver has been building that club up very, very strong over these years. I believe if there's a dark horse in the Minnesota Fall Classic, it's Denver. I think Denver is somebody that you got to really watch out for. They could come on strong and find themselves in the championship game. But I can't, I'm being a little too modest here. I definitely have to make sure I shout out Minnesota Team Handball, the first team. We got a lot of great young players that started with us back in 2021. And if you saw us at the Vegas Nationals that happened last year, you saw that there were some bright young stars that were starting to really grasp the game pretty well. So I feel really confident in our team as well. I know we're going to have to fight. And a lot of times when you have a home tournament, you can get a little lackadaisical because you're at home, you're in the comfort of your own home. So we're going to have to really come out and be focused. And then Milwaukee and Minnesota Black, again, Milwaukee, they're definitely building up from what they were a couple years ago. I know that they're really eager to get here to this tournament. It sounds like from what I was talking about with that club, they are super excited to showcase their team at this tournament. But I am personally excited to showcase Minnesota Black. We have a lot of players that are going to be playing in their first tournament, playing their first competitive handball after seeing it in the Olympics this past year. So a lot of people that literally were in my shoes back in 2008, I'm excited for them to just get a understanding and a showcase of what the handball community is like at a tournament because there's nothing like it.
Okay, awesome. And for the people that would like to watch this, is there going to be any live stream options for them?
Absolutely. I will go out there and say that maybe besides Cal Heat, we have the best streaming platform for a tournament in the USA. I will argue that till the cows come home. Cal Heat, I will definitely say Cal Heat definitely has a really good thing going. We're right there. So we will definitely have streaming. We'll have the same broadcast team. We're going to have better graphics this year. It's going to be on YouTube. You can access it from our YouTube page. Basically just search for Minnesota Team Handball. You'll find it. It's got the logo right here. But what is also going to happen is on our social media platforms, we will be posting the links to the streaming platforms all throughout the weekend. So if you really need to find a way to watch it, go to our social media pages. MN Team Handball or Minnesota Team Handball is all you need to search for or look for. You can even go on Google and search it. We're the first and only Minnesota Team Handball Club in there. That's where you'll be able to find the streaming platforms every day, and all the games will be broadcasting it.
All right, awesome. And just a little bit to talk about the unsung heroes of every tournament, which are the referees. It's always a hot topic whenever we go to a handball tournament here in America. How many referees, which referees do you have lined up for this tournament?
Haven't heard back from the federation yet on who's going to be brought out here, but I know we'll have 4 or 5 referees. I would suspect you'll see some of the same referees that you've seen before at previous tournaments, especially with us being in the Midwest. You'll probably see a few that are usually there at the Chicago tournament, some familiar faces, but nothing confirmed yet as far as referees. But I always enjoy chatting with the referees in between games and just seeing how their stay in Minnesota is going. And yeah, they are 100% the unsung heroes. It's not an easy job to have or to do, but without them, we wouldn't be able to play a handball game.
Right. Okay. Well, we're eager to know how the tournament goes. I'm sure you guys are gonna post all the information, and I hope we can have a recap of the tournament after it happens with you and maybe some of the members of the club.
Absolutely. You want to recap? We will definitely set that up. I'd be more than happy.
All right. And how, if somebody from Minnesota or nearby would like to get involved with the club, how they can do that, when at practices and all that stuff?
Yep. We really have practices every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. It's in Bloomington, Minnesota at a facility called the Kennedy Activity Center. It's connected to Kennedy High School in Bloomington. Feel free to stop by. Even better, just so that we're prepared, knowing that there's someone who's maybe never played handball or maybe has played handball but is now in the Twin Cities. Reach us at mnteamhandball@gmail.com. But again, feel free to search Google Minnesota Team Handball. We're going to literally be the only people that you see in the links.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you so much, Josh, and I hope you guys have a great tournament.
Thanks, Martin.
And that's our show for today. It was a long one, but worthwhile. A lot of good stories and information. Please make sure to share the episode, like, and subscribe to our channel. See you next time.